Welcome back, nerds, to another episode of Judging Nerd Culture. And today, we're in a new place.
We just moved. Only been here a week. So this setup is a little thrown together. Still unpacking. Still figuring out how we want everything to look.
No colorful lights yet.
Yes.
But we'll get there.
We, this office space is shared now. So, like I said, we're figuring that out. It's a little bit of a smaller space. So we're going to do our best with what we have. But we will still be here. Still be making videos and podcasts and everything. So nothing to worry about there.
Oh, yeah. I don't think it's going to change too much. You just have to figure out how to make it our own little space. How to carve it out. And before we get started on what we're talking about, because I actually am very excited to talk about it, it's different than usual, I would say.
Yeah.
I first want to say a little thank you to people who subscribed over the last month. We don't have a lot of subscribers, so it's very nice when you do. So thank you, Nehomas 2. Yeah. Marina Souza, Wanda Nemmer, Christina Lee, Nick, and Fariner. Yep. Thank you guys so much.
And if Ali pronounced it wrong at all, let us know and we'll try better next time.
I know that I pronounced Nick correctly.
Did you? It might be a silent.
A silent what?
The K is silent.
That's still Nick.
It's less harsh.
Nick.
Not Nick. Nick.
Okay, well, big thank you to you guys. We'll probably keep doing this whenever people do the subscribe, so please do that.
Yeah.
But now, what are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about everybody's favorite teen mystery gang.
Ooh, the one with the shark and the lesbians?
Yes.
Nice.
I don't know about the lesbians.
Yeah, there's two beach gals in that one, isn't there? And there's a Doom Buggy. Is that the same? I'm thinking of different shows, aren't I?
You got like 5 different shows all mixed into one, buddy.
Listen, the boomerang time slot of cartoons is not exactly my forte.
Now, we are talking about Mystery Incorporated. The Mystery Gang.
Yes, Scooby-Doo and the Friends.
Yes.
But this was even a little bit even more special than just a regular TV show, because this is fan-made.
Yeah, it's not, Netflix made. It's not YouTube TV. It's not, some big corporation or anything. This is purely a fan-made thing, and we're excited to talk about it.
Yeah, it does put to question copyright things.
Well, I'm sure they managed to do that since, they managed to make the first episode. It is a series, not a movie. I feel like they had to.
Yeah, it's better off.
Yes.
But yeah, it is Mystery Incorporated. The first episode's up on YouTube. We've already watched it. You can watch it whenever you want, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it costs anything.
No, just Mystery Incorporated, episode 1.
Mm-hmm. And you said that their second episode's already funded?
Almost. It is almost funded. It looks as though they are... Oh, no, it is funded. They needed 15,000 and they have 38. So They are funded for the next episode and potentially more.
Hell yeah.
So it is one of those things where, it's probably going to take a while for each episode to come out because, they're putting a lot of hard work behind this, and it is an indie sort of fan-made Scooby-Doo TV show. They do a very good job, though, for being fan-made. Mm-hmm. I have seen some immaculate fan-made videos, though. Mm-hmm. Like, there's one of, I know for a fact, there's one of Power Rangers, and it is so good.
So good.
So gritty and so good. And it's the live-action Power Rangers we deserved, but we didn't get.
Yeah. There's also a live-action Dragon Ball Z movie on YouTube somewhere, which is so much better than the actual garbage.
Yeah, and there's also, I believe, a Tokyo Ghoul fan made. It's not like a full movie or anything, but it's like a small clip, and it's very good as well. We just need the fans of these things to make them. Like, we should start, like, okay, if they want something to be made into a movie, video game, book, whatever it is, they should hire fans to do it. Because a lot of times they hire these big movie directors and producers and stuff, and it's just kind of floppy. Yeah, they try to change it and make it their own and, like, stylize it the way they want to direct it. And it's like, guys, why not just make it the way it is? Yeah. Like, you're not a fan of Mulan? Then don't make the Mulan movie.
Yeah. Also, like, I feel like people who are genuine fans of something know what about it is bad. And that's the parts they will most likely try to alter and change in some ways.
Yeah. Like, if it's anything, like, insensitive or just creepy or weird or morally wrong or, just something that's just not good.
Yeah, I mean, some things just don't hit. And I feel like that's more likely to be changed correctly by people who are genuine fans of the show, because they're more likely to be the people who are honestly annoyed by the thing.
Yeah. Or if they don't have them direct, they should at least have them there. They should at least ask the fans of the media that they're reproducing if it's good or not. Like when the very first trailer for Sonic came out, and he had those awful teeth, and everybody was like, "Oh my god, that's disgusting and disturbing. We hate this." And the movie creators were like, "Okay, we think you're right," and they got rid of the creepy teeth. Yeah. Listen to the fans, because they're the ones who are going to watch the movie.
I mean, you just got to find the right person. Because, like, for example, like James Gunn, he's good at what he does when it comes to, like, a comic book movie. He's a comic book guy. Mm-hmm. He's the right guy for the job. You know who you don't give a comic book movie to? Zack Snyder. He sucks. He's bad at his job. But, like, you just got to find the guy or the person.
I think that's a you thing. That's a personal you thing. Like, I understand where you're coming from, but I think it's also a little bit personal. That one's personal.
Zack Snyder is a bad comic book movie maker.
You have beef with Zack Snyder.
He's a bad director of comic book movies. Anyways, just finding the right director who is clearly someone who appreciates if not the genre, the actual piece of work itself originally, I think is the best way to go. Yeah. And it's clear these people who made this were pretty into Scooby-Doo. Mm-hmm. They just littered it with little references to the original live action movies and other pieces of media from Scooby-Doo in general, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was really good. I I didn't realize, like, I had a long time ago heard about this being made, and I didn't realize it was a fan made thing. I thought it was going to be like a production company, like a big well-known one that was doing it. And I never heard anything again, which, I mean, it's probably because it was fan made. When I saw it pop up on YouTube, we watched it, and it was so good. Like, I didn't know how to feel about it when it was advertised to us, but the first 5 minutes, I was completely in. I was completely in on this gritty, goofy Scooby-Doo gang adventure. It was great, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so let's break in, because it was very good, but it's not perfect. Nothing is. So we'll talk about that. But before, let's just explain what happens in this first episode that seems to set up the season.
If you want to go watch it now, and then you can come back to us.
Yeah, it'll be easy peasy. So, spoilers if you're that kind of weirdo, but it's a Scooby Gang, and they're in high school, and you see their individual lives as they're going through high school and the bullshit that is that. As this is happening, Fred's parents are brutally murdered. Yes,
he hears this commotion downstairs. This is the scene that hooked me. He comes downstairs, and his parents are unfortunately on the living room floor. They have died. The poor Jones family they're gone. And a black hooded figure is standing above them. He's kind of like misty, you don't know if he's like a demon or a real man or whatever. He turns around, has glowing red eyes, mists away into this black fog, leaves, and Fred falls to his knees, and his rippled arms and abs that no teenager has.
Yeah, he is like a 30-year-old man, which is fine. I mean, that's what TV does. It's fun.
And he does the classic scream. He puts his fist in the air. He screams, "No!" And it really got me. It really did. It tickled me, and I was in. Mm-hmm. I wanted to see more.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. So that's the first key thing. They do not take this very seriously.
Yeah.
Which is good. That's the right choice.
Yes. Like the remakes of Riverdale and Sabrina and everything. The CW makes it this kind of goofy older comic into like this gritty teen drama mystery thriller thing. There's just, sometimes has its like characters who have a joke here and there, but it is mainly just a very serious, dramatic show. This Scooby-Doo Mystery Inc. is, that's what it's called. It's called Mystery Inc. They make it, it's like they're making fun of those. It's like they're making fun of those, Riverdale and Sabrina, because it is gritty. And he is, trying to avenge his parents and everything. And, all the tones are pretty dark and everything, but there's still so many goofy aspects. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the fact that it goes from his parents being murdered to immediately him working out at the school gym and being bullied.
For his parents being dead.
Yeah, like the bully's like, your parents are dead. Like, what the fuck is this?
I mean, there's bullies, I guess. But he's like almost in tears as he's pumping iron, and it's very strange.
The tone shifts so dramatically, and it's very funny. I hope that is on purpose. I think it is. I think it's like I said. I think it's more of a these other gritty reboots are just weird and silly. Let's do that, but have fun with it. Because if that is the truth, if that is what they went for.
I mean, it's Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
It can't be like completely serious.
Mm-hmm. But continuing on with the rest of the plot, they take on the challenge of figuring out. Well, Freddy does take on the challenge of figuring out who his murderer is.
Because at this point, it's just Fred. Mm-hmm. Fred is kind of like it bounces between the gang, the members of the gang, but they're not the gang yet. Yeah. They're just. They know of each other at school, but they're not really friends yet.
Yeah, and as you see each of their lives, you see their parents, and you see that Daphne's parents, of course, are the rich ones, and they suck a lot.
Like they own the town basically, and her mom's like, "No bread this week because you have to look good." It's very, very wow,
Yeah. Velma is Velma as always. Her mom's an alcoholic. That's always fun.
Yes, runs the local bookstore, which is usual, I believe.
That seems right, yeah.
And then Shaggy's father is I can't remember if he's the sheriff.
I think he's the sheriff.
Okay, his father is the sheriff.
Which also honestly makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
And he goes by Norval at this point. Mm-hmm. He only goes by Norval, and Shaggy is his party planning name. I thought he was going to be a DJ at first, passing around flyers with Shaggy on it. Turns out the flyer said Shaggy presents the Hex Girls. So he's just...
An event planner or something?
An event planner, I guess.
Yeah.
But good news, the Hex Girls were there.
Yeah. And
First episode.
I don't know if they just reused the audio from the original movie, because I think they did. It sounded exactly the same. I would have to compare and find out, but oh boy.
Well, I kind of want to know, because I think I have looked up the Hex Girls before, and I think they are they can't possibly be the same ones, right?
I can't.
Because they would be older, and the girls or the people who played in this newer version were younger.
While you look that up, the rest of the plot revolves around Freddy trying to figure out who murdered his parents, really giving into the whole demon thing. He finds Velma as he's returning a book on demonic Hutzawatsis, and she pulls him aside and is like, "Oh, Freddy, demons, they're not real. Nothing supernatural is real. My mom's obsessed with them." Because apparently her dad was also murdered or something. 100%.
Yes, Velma's father was also killed by this, supposedly, because she doesn't believe in it, this demon man figure.
Exactly. So they team up to prove that demons don't exist, of course. And then, not even the end of the episode, they summon a demon. And, it's a ghost, really. And they have to deal with that, to ghost, because it is a minor 49er? 69er?
49.
Yeah, I just want to say 69. The implication is that he is the first of 13 ghosts, go figure, as they have to stop these ghosts and demons from coming out, as they will open a portal to hell to unleash blah, 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 blah. Plot. And as all this is going on, there's the subplots of the characters developing who they are. Daphne being a mean girl's popular girl sort of thing, having her clique, and having a weird West Side Story beef with some other popular girl clique and their fight to be prom queens or some shit.
Yeah.
Which gets a real weird turn when they start, planting drugs on each other and shit. It takes a hard right turn into bad. I don't know what to say about that. Other than, it's taking a little too far, guys. It's a prom. I don't think it was prom. I think it was like homecoming.
Yeah, I believe it was homecoming.
Yeah, because I remember watching and thinking, it's not even prom. It's not as big a deal. Who cares?
Yes, because also the principal is Harvey is his name, maybe? I mean, that's from Sabrina. I'm not sure.
Harvey's the boyfriend, yeah.
The guy that Daphne is currently dating is the son of the principal.
Right.
And I remember him announcing over the speaker, like, "Good morning, Coolsville. We're going to have a great homecoming and a great football game. My son is the head quarterback and he's going to win us the game." And it's like, okay, you suck.
Yeah. And the last sort of plot lines going on during all this time is Shaggy is trying to throw this incredible, celebration bash for no particular reason as far as we can tell.
Yeah.
But he seems to have a lot of ambition. He seems like he really has something he wants to do. There's just no real say of what that really is. There's no real explanation as to why this is his, goals and ambitions. But hey, it's episode 1. I'm sure we'll get there.
Yeah. I didn't find anything about the Hex Girls. It's really hard to... A lot of the actors in this are fairly new. Mm-hmm. I believe. So it's hard to find a lot of information on them. I did find Kira Please, who was my favorite Hex Girl in this adaptation, I believe. She plays Muffy Dusk St. James.
Muffy Dusk.
Well, Dusk, in quotations, is
her stage name.
Is her Hex Girl name. Yes.
Yeah. Muffy St. James?
Muffy St. James. Muffy. And so then there's Thorn and I believe Luna.
Seems right. Luna sounds like she's a blonde.
Yes, and some of them, this is their only credit. Their only movie credit is Mystery Incorporated. So it's hard to find a lot of information about them. But it just tells you that, this is a fan-made thing. And they're doing their darndest to, find people who just want to do their best for Scooby-Doo and the gang. Yeah,
it's definitely from the ground up, a lot of people's firsts, a lot of, figuring shit out as they go, which I love that shit. I think before knowing that it was fan-made, I was just kind of like, it was okay. It was good. Knowing it was actually fan-made, I'm like, oh, that's actually extremely impressive.
Yeah. To get all of the special effects that they had, all of the people, all of the extras, The locations, which and there's not like tons of locations, but there's still like
that's a couple houses, a couple. There's a school.
Library. There's a school. There's a the place where they have their underground party rave thing.
I mean, it's very possible they rented one big building and kind of did that. But hey, if they did a good job, it looked great. So, quick vibe check. Scale of 1 to 10. How'd you feel about the vibe of this movie?
Oh, 10.
Yeah, it was. If it wasn't intentional, it doesn't really matter. They still got just the right feeling.
It feels like Scooby-Doo.
Feels like a gritty but also goofy ass Scooby-Doo, which is exactly as it should be.
Yes.
Yeah, a solid 10, right on the money.
And it doesn't feel like it's trying too hard. It it just flows really well, and you cut that part out.
You just wanted a third thing?
Well, I had a thought in my head, but then it disappeared.
So, solid 10s across the board for the vibe. Let's talk about the writing and the acting. Let's give that a little rating. So, again, this is heavily dependent on the intent. But if the vibe is exactly what they wanted, if they got exactly what they wanted to do, if it was intentional, then I say the writing is a solid like 7 or 8 even, because it was right on the edge of ridiculous and silly to like the point where it's like, who bullies someone for their parents being murdered? This is ridiculous bullshit.
But it's a movie. They always do ridiculous bullying.
That is,
and like there are people out there who bully so hardcore for no reason, and like over the weirdest reasons.
What's up?
But movies are always so extreme.
They really are, but I don't know. I feel like that was intentional. Part of it was meant to be an exaggeration for the fun of like you said, like with Riverdale and Sabrina. Kind of poking fun of those things where it's everything is so over the top and everything's so extra and extreme. Like they're actual high schoolers and they're like, we might have to murder someone and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So I feel like that it's giving into that, and I think if that is the case, if that's intentional, it's a solid 7 or 8. To both be fun to listen to and make fun of something else without being too exaggerated. Good job.
I would think so too. I agree. I agree with the score and everything. It could have gone either way. It could have been a really awfully made thing. It come off as very like low budget, very beginner or whatever, but it was actually very well written.
Yeah. Only thing I was gonna say is the reason I gave it like a 7 to 8, 7.5. There we go. Is because a lot of the actors do seem very green. So a lot of it did seem a little stiff, depending on who was acting. But I think across the board it was pretty all right.
Yeah.
So for the last category, technical skill, which I think we should rate it on what we think the actual skill level is, and then give it a +1 for the fact that it's fan made. Because I say it's got to be like a 6 in terms of like how actually impressive it is visually, effects wise, lighting, everything. It's got to be around a 6, where it's not bad, not the worst, definitely better out there. But knowing that it was funded and created by fans, with the budget that they had, you got to give that at least a 7. Like, I think so.
Yeah. You see a lot of movies that they have more funding and the effects are awful.
Yeah.
And there we go. And there aren't tons of effects in this show so far, anyway. Honestly, watching Teen Wolf, these effects are just as good.
Yeah, honestly.
They're just as good as something like that.
Teen Wolf would get a solid 6.
Yeah.
It's like, well, there's not much to going on. Like, oop, they did some flips. Oh, now I grew some hair.
Yeah. And the CGI sort of stuff in Teen Wolf. Very strange, very weird. They did their best. But Supernatural, no. They're not great either at the beginning. In the beginning, their special effects are not great either. No, but Mystery Incorporated... We have children screaming outside.
Yeah.
Mystery Incorporated, I think, for what it is, does a really good job. And you can see that they put a lot of work into it. And they have a whole website that you can go to on Indiegogo. They have a page there that you can look up Mystery Incorporated, and it gives you, information about, what they're using this money for. That's, being voluntarily given by fans all over the world. And they need a lot of time and a lot of money to really give those like high quality special effects. And they have quite a lot of funding, like a surprising amount. I never would have thought like a fan-made video would have so much support behind it. But I think because it's Scooby-Doo, a lot of people are, that's from their childhood, so that they would like to see it made again, remade more modern, I guess.
And yeah, it does have quite a bit of funding for this next episode, but at the same time, that's not a lot of funding when it comes to like making a TV show.
No, because you have the special effects that you need to worry about, make look good, and then you have you have to pay your actors. You have to, the crew that's behind the lighting and everything like that. The sound.
The locations alone probably cost a bundle. Like, remember when we were trying to find a wedding venue, renting a place for like 2 days was like $4,000. Like,
yeah, I'm sure they could use, they used, their own houses, or, local library or bookstore would let them film a little something, if the owner was friendly enough, or if they were maybe fans of Scooby-Doo. But yeah, I think the special effects for what it is, and all of the technical things like lighting and cinematography and all of that were pretty good. Yeah. I liked it. I enjoyed it. There were no like weird cuts in between scenes. Not that I remember, I recall. No,
I think I remember thinking that there was some strange angles and shots where I wasn't really sure what they were doing, focusing on someone's whatever going on. Mm-hmm. But no, generally speaking, I think you're right. I think it was pretty clean. I think one of the, the only negatives for like technical and acting and stuff was some of the background actors. Like when the Hex Girls come on and they're, really rocking out, and some of these people are just like, yeah, this is good music. I'll sway a little. I wasn't expecting them to be good. Yeah, it was.
But, fan made, they probably, grabbed some of their friends, their family members, some random people around the community. So it makes sense,
It does. So give it a grade. Give it a number then.
For technical things like lighting, sound, cinematography, cuts, special effects, all of that. For being fan made, I think I will give it like a 7.5 to an 8. Okay. Just because it is on a bigger scale than a lot of other fan made things. A lot of other fan made things tend, at least as far as I've noticed, tend to be like maybe 30 minutes long, maybe, and then that's it. Like there's just the one video. There's nothing else. Like it doesn't turn into a series. But with this, it was an hour-long pilot, and they're officially going to try to make a 12 episode season. Mm-hmm. So I'll give it a 7.5, 8.
Yeah, there's some genuine ambition, which definitely, I don't know, it gets you fired up, especially if, knowing it's fan made, knowing that there's all this energy behind it, it really makes you excited to see what they do for the next few episodes. All right, let's see what we graded this. So if you're interested, give it a watch. Maybe even support them if it seems like they're giving you what you want. Because hey, it's support small creators. They're definitely smaller than actual television shows. And in terms of what we rated them, we gave this first episode an 8.3. Yes, we gave it 8.3 out of 10 because it was damn good. And even with the caveats that it is fan made, it's even without that, it is just actually pretty fun.
You can find them on Indiegogo at Mystery Incorporated. They have 50 days left for episode 2 fundraising money, even though they've reached their goal. They also have tiers that you can, select, perks you can get. It's like on Patreon where you can get different things, signed posters. You can give them $5,000 and go meet them. Like it's one of those things, tier based, but go support them if you want, and we'll get to see more of this really cool Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated.
Heck yeah. All right. Thanks everybody for watching, listening, or whatever the hell you're doing. If you can, in some way, shape, or form, subscribe, like, or comment in whatever app you're using. We would appreciate that greatly. And that's all I've got to say.
Yeah.
All right. Goodbye.